For centuries, there's been this huge tension right at the very heart of faith. God's law versus His grace. It can feel like this impossible paradox. Well, today, we're going to unpack that. We're going to see how a law written in stone was always meant to become a law written on the human heart.
And this question, man, it gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? I mean, if we're saved by grace, if forgiveness is this totally free gift, then what's the deal with all the rules? Do the commandments even matter anymore? It's a question that really challenges how we think about our entire relationship with God.
And look, this is not some new 21st century problem. This is an enduring puzzle that believers have wrestled with for thousands of years. It really forces us to get honest about what we believe about God's character, what He expects from us, and what freedom and faith actually looks like.
But here's where the puzzle gets even trickier, especially when you look at the commandments themselves. Just take the Sabbath, for example. The instruction isn't just do this, it's remember to do this. So how can you be told to remember something that's supposedly been thrown out? That tension is exactly what we're going to get to the bottom of.
All right, to solve this, we've got to go back, way back to a mountain in the middle of a desert, where God did something that was absolutely one of a kind. We have to look at how the law was given in the first place.
What's so wild here is the way God chose to deliver this message. This wasn't just another prophecy whispered to one person. No, God communicated these specific principles in a way that set them completely apart from everything else. The way He did it was just as important as what He said. Just think about that for a second. In a time when people wrote on papyrus or parchment, stuff that rots and fades and disappears, God chose the most permanent thing He could find, stone. He literally carved His words into solid rock. And that act was so deliberate, so symbolic.
So why stone? Well, it was a massive statement. It meant these principles weren't just some temporary cultural rules for a specific time. No, they were a reflection of God's own unchanging character. They're moral, they're universal for all people, and they are foundational, like the bedrock for how we relate to God and to each other. They were built to last.
Okay, so if this law is so permanent, so foundational, what now? Where do we fit in? Well, this is where Jesus steps onto the scene and hands us the key that unlocks this entire puzzle. And this right here, this is probably one of the most pivotal things Jesus ever said. He looks at this permanent stone-carved law and says, hey, I'm not here to tear it down. I'm not here to get rid of it. I'm here to fulfill it. So what on earth does that actually mean? See, fulfill here doesn't mean to end something. It actually means to fill it up, to bring it to its absolute truest and deepest meaning. Here's an analogy. Think of a beautiful sketch, just black and white outlines. Jesus didn't come and erase the sketch. He came and flooded it with brilliant color and depth and life, showing us what the artist intended all along. He revealed the law's true purpose. And that is the key that unlocks this whole puzzle. The law wasn't thrown away. It wasn't left behind on some mountain. Instead, it went through this incredible transformation. You could almost call it a change of address, from a stone tablet to the human heart.
This is the big aha moment right here. The new covenant that Jesus brings in isn't about getting rid of God's standard for what is right. It's about changing the location of that standard. It's no longer this external list of rules you're struggling to check off. It becomes an internal principle, a desire that guides you from the inside.
And this chart just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you have the Old Covenant, a law written in stone. It's powerful, for sure, but it's external. It's outside of you. But on the other side, you have the New Covenant. That very same law is now written on our hearts. It becomes a part of who we are, changing what we want from the inside out. So, okay, that sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in real life? If the law is inside us now, how does that change how we live? Well, this brings us to the true, incredible purpose of grace. And this is a mind-blowing concept if you really think about it. We so often think of grace as a get-out-of-jail-free card, a license to do whatever we want. But the truth is the complete opposite. Grace is the very power that finally makes real, genuine, willing obedience possible. It doesn't lower the bar, it gives us the heart and the power to actually want to clear it. It all comes down to why you're doing it, the motivation. See, legalism is all about trying to obey a list of rules to earn God's love. It's a transaction. But faith, powered by grace, that's totally different. It obeys as a natural response to the incredible love it has already been given. It's not a payment, it's just pure, simple gratitude in action.
And really, that's what it's all about. The freedom we get in grace isn't freedom from God or his standards. It's the freedom to finally live out the whole purpose of the law, which has always been about loving God and loving other people. Grace frees us from the slavery of messing up so we can finally, truly love him with everything we've got.
So that leaves us with one last really important question to ask ourselves. If this whole transformation is real, from stone to heart, from obligation to love, then what does that actually look like in our daily lives today? That's not just a theological puzzle anymore. It's an invitation to a whole new way of living.